Greetings, friends, and welcome to another episode of Gather All to Hear. I'm your host, Saffron Hurt, and with that being said, gather round. 16-year-old Leah Cadell was on her way home from her town's library. It was a warm spring day, and she was walking home with a couple of her friends. While she enjoyed their company, she couldn't help but rush home. Since her grandmother struck last year, her parents have been adamant about Leah watching over her whenever they were away. After saying goodbye to her last friend, she sprinted the rest of the way home. She was almost at the stoop when she spotted something gleaming in a bush. Terror-stricken, she went to go see what it was. What emerged was a beautifully crafted wooden comb with exquisite, intricate details. Now, who would discard such a beautiful comb? She thought. I don't think this belongs to the neighbors. But I'll go ask them, just to be sure. She went to go knock on the door, but after a few attempts, she realized they weren't home. With the sun rapidly setting, she made the decision to ask them early tomorrow morning. After giving her grandmother her dinner, she went into her room to examine the comb. But the more she looked, the more fascinated she became. So she picked it up and proceeded to run it through her long brown locks. Ooh, this comb feels like butter through my hair, she said. Whoever made this knew what they were doing. A few more passes, and she was ready for bed. Sometime at night, Leah woke up with her mouth feeling like cotton. So she goes downstairs to get a glass of water. With the glass to her lips, she couldn't have known who or what would meet her. So it did when the glass came down to reveal a woman standing in the backyard. She was tall, skinny looking, and looked old under the moonlight. What in the world? Why is this woman here? Maybe she needs help. With all her courage, she went outside to confront her. Hello? Do you need help? No response. So she asked again, this time louder. Do you need any help? But her questions fell on deaf ears. Instead, the woman cocked her head slightly and backed away into the darkness. As Leah was heading back to her room, she couldn't stop thinking about her, how creepy she looked, and her reactions toward her. If she didn't respond, maybe she was deaf, or maybe it was just a figment of my imagination. So she let it go, and sleep fell upon her once again. Until she was awakened by a sudden shriek at her bedroom window. Bolting upright, she rushed to see the same woman with everything, but her mouth still. At first, she tried to ignore the wails, thinking it was a bad dream, but the shrieks got louder, to the point where Leah was on the floor covering her ears. Stop it! Stop it now! But she remained unfazed to her pleas. Instead, she got louder and louder until the window shattered. Glass spraying everywhere, including on Leah, who at this point was a sobbing mess. So she went to the window to release that anger. What do you want? Then she started throwing objects at her wildly without a single care of what she was throwing. What is it that you want from me, you wretched woman? What is it? But little did she know that by throwing the comb would end it all. After it landed at the woman's feet, she came to a halt, picked it up, and bid the crying Leah a wave of farewell before disappearing into the shadows. The next morning, Leah slowly woke up, her head splitting with pain. Ugh, my head. She looked around the room, wondering why she was on the floor, until she remembered last night's events. She quickly got to her feet and sprinted to tell her parents, but when she reached it, her face dropped at the side of the empty bedroom. Where could they possibly be, she thought. Shouldn't they have been back by now? At that very moment, she heard a loud sob, so she rushed downstairs to the guest bedroom where she discovered her parents. Her mother cried her eyes out while her father held her, but nothing could have prepared her for when she saw her grandmother, stiff as a board and cold as ice. She had died in her sleep with a beautiful wooden comb clenched tightly in her hands. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. Do you have a story you want me to tell? Then please click the link in the description and all the information will be there. But until then, I'll see you gatherers next time.
Mary redeemed a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino online.
I was only playing for fun, so winning was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's favorite free online social casino. You too could have the chance to win life-changing cash prizes. Absolutely anybody could be like Mary. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and play for free now. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner.